All right. Well, good evening, everybody, and glad you could join us here for, I believe this is the 8th edition of Keep Calm and Chaz On. We haven't got cut yet. That's good. That's real good. That's good. I'm pretty happy about that. I do want to thank all of you that's been tuning in. We've got 3 shows now over 400, and I think our worst show's got 250, which just kind of overwhelms me. But we are getting people listening actually across the country because I've been advertising across the country, so it's just pretty neat. Just want to tell you some shows coming up. I also want to thank everybody that came out tonight. We're at Generations Pizza again here in Wilmington. Great pizza. If you've never eaten here before, we're in Wilmington, Ohio. We're halfway between Cincinnati and Columbus. And I tell you, the pizza here is just awesome. And it's all that gluten-free stuff.
I want to try it. I really do. I want to try this pizza.
It's a good pizza. It is. It's really good pizza. Gluten-free. Well, let me give you some shows that are coming up. Then I'm going to get rolling with my guests because I got 2 really cool guests here tonight. I do. I'm like pumped. Well, no, because I tell you what. I'll explain that here in a few minutes. Let me get through the shows that are coming up. First of all, I do want to thank everybody who's been coming to the weekly cruise-ins at Generations. And also, don't forget, every Wednesday night, the VFW here in Wilmington, 5:30 to 8. And I tell you what, if you guys like baked steak sandwiches, I'm telling you,
they're good.
Baked steak sandwiches at the VFW are the bomb. So, and that's open to the public. If you just want to come out, check the cars out, and eat your baked steak sandwich, the only thing I'll tell you, get there early because they'll sell out. Bobby, one of the guys that helps me, sometimes he'll eat 4 or 5 of them things. And the best thing, they're only $3 a piece.
That's not bad.
They're only $3. So, anyhow, what's coming up in the car show world here in the Wilmington, Southern Ohio area is this actually tomorrow night. Now, I'm not directly involved in this one, but I'm just going to help push it a little bit. Over at the Home Depot in Washington Courthouse, from 6 to 9, Auto Smarts and the Pepsi Tour, Boots Longnet. Do you know Boots, Chip?
I don't think so.
Boots, he's on what is it? Out Columbus. He's on like
TVN.
the big, yeah. He's on one of the big Columbus radio stations, and he's going to be over at the Home Depot, and it's tomorrow night, 6 to 9. And there's no entry fee. And it used to be they had free food there, but I don't know if they have free food for this one or not. But Home Depot tomorrow night, Washington Courthouse, Ohio. It's coming down 71, get off 35, and you can get right there. It's
Hopefully
just right off 35. Yeah, hopefully the rain's done for a little while. That's tomorrow night. Now, Saturday, we have this deal, and this is down at Morrow. And it's a cruise-in car show, Bryson's Auto Repair and Performance. It's actually going to be held at the Family Dollar. There's like a little Morrow Plaza there is where it's going to be held. This is the second one. Free food.
Can't beat that.
Free food and free registration.
There you go.
11 to 3. And they're going to have the Ghostbusters car there. I'm DJing it, obviously. And then O'Reilly's is going to be there doing something. Oh, they're providing the free food is O'Reilly's.
There you go.
They're also going to have kids' activities, free food, splits pot. Why do I keep saying free food?
That's the key ingredient right there, Chaz.
That's the best kind of. That's the best kind of food, isn't it? Free
That's
food.
right, you know.
Yeah, look at
Thank
Thank
the
you.
guys at the table.
At least you're just not including me in that. Thanks,
3
Rick.
guys at the table. Free
Appreciate that. And look at the guy running the camera.
That's right.
Yeah.
Mr. Roger. That's right. You
Roger's the technical director. But anyhow, that is this Saturday. And then coming up here is, this is, I don't know if I got a flyer in here for this one. Let me see. The Gumball Rally. I'm not sure if I brought one of those in. Well, I've only got probably 1,000 of them in the car. It's just a matter of whether I brought one in. Let me look here.
You've got everything.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah, there's the Gumball Rally. This is going to be a good time. The VFW is putting this on, and they're trying to raise money to pave their parking lot out there. Right now it's just gravel, but they're going to start off early in the morning. You can go out and eat breakfast. They're going to take you on about a 50-mile cruise, and you get poker. It's like you get the best poker hand. Come back at night. They're going to have some trophies. They're going to have fried, I think, grilled bologna sandwiches.
Yeah.
I've never tried that.
And if anything like fried bologna sandwiches is going to be really good. They're going to make they're going to make those, and that is going to be, that's the week after. That is going to be June 4th, and basically that's all day. Also, if you're in the Cincinnati area on June 4th, they're having a big show over at the Quaker Steak and Lube, but I think that's pre-72. That's I don't have the information on that.
Is
but
that
Chaz,
the one in Milford or Coleraine?
Milford?
Okay.
Yeah, Milford, and it's a pretty neat cruise. My buddy TC Henline's putting it on, and Chaz the Pinstriper, he's kind of in charge of it. And the name's escaping me, but it's all day Saturday, that June 4th. So check it out. We'll do a couple more here. I've got one that's been really popular here in Clinton County in the Wilmington area is the Banana Split Festival.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
You ever been up for the Banana Split
I have
Festival?
never, Chaz.
Yeah, you ought to check it out. You ought to check it out. Rick, you've been there, I'm
I've
sure,
been there.
many a times. Lots of good food. They have a cruise in on Friday night, Banana Split Festival, and the cruise in, let me just double check the times, 4 to 10 on Friday, and that's June 10th. And then June 11th is a car show, and this year the car show is a little different. It's just noon to 4:30. So you guys that get there 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, you don't have to do that. It's noon to 4:30, and we're going to try to give the trophies away at 5. Last year, this is the first year I've run it. Last year, I heard some of the things that it went from like 8 o'clock in the morning to 6 or 7 o'clock
Makes
at
a long
night.
day.
Yeah. So this is short. Noon to 4:30 is registration. We're going to try to give trophies away around 5. It might be a hair after 5, but we'll get you out there. Plus, you can just enjoy the rest of the evening. Again, that's over here at the Wilmington Park. All these are in the Show and Shine calendar. And also, you can go to my Facebook page, Chazz, Chazziz DJ service. And all these flyers are on there. And you can call me about anything, or you can ask me questions on there. I'm pretty open most of the time. If I don't get back with you right away, I will get back with you. I'm just busy, like we all are. So anyhow, that is the 10th and the 11th. And then the 12th, we're going to be back out at Cedar Creek Flea Market again. And we're at their second Cedar Creek cruise. And that is a 10 to 2 registration with the awards at 3. We only charge $5 for entry for that, but I think they're going to maybe offer some shirts this time. And if they do that, they're going to make a deal where you can enter your car and also get a shirt for a special price.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, and they're going to start rotating the charities a little bit. Last year they were strictly with the March of Dimes. This year they're going to do different charities for each show. So, cool. And this is kind of a unique car show because there's a lot of other stuff to do. You're just not hanging around the car all day. You can go shop a little while.
Do other things.
And I know there's a couple guys that are coming out that have car incentive items just for these shows on that weekend. So that's all the shows that are coming up. Now, I will tell you, we're going to have a special taping of next week's Keep Calm and Chaz on. Right now I have lined up the legend, the myth himself, John Porterfield. He's going to be with us. You agree with me, the legend, the myth?
Yep.
And then also I have, you can put that over here. Come on. We can't reach it over there, but we need a couple plates too. Well, we talk about this great pizza.
Yeah.
Now we got medium here. Rick,
Now you can look at it. Yeah.
now we got nice pizza here, and what you guys want to drink?
I don't want anything.
So we're going to eat some gluten-free Pepsi. Okay. We're going to eat some gluten-free pizza and drink some
I think we know what you're saying.
pink lemonade for me.
That's right.
Pink lemonade.
Is that really lemonade there?
That's all it is. All right. Just one last one, just because I got the flyer. This is a show. It's not till August 13th, but it's a pretty big one. It's called The Fast and the Furious, and they were here tonight just giving you a little ad on it. And one other one, this one here is, I tell you, there's a long story behind this. We've talked about it a little bit a couple shows ago, but the young gentleman there got killed, and I believe it was in Iraq, and he has a fund out, for like college scholarships and stuff like that. That they're trying to keep his name alive.
Absolutely.
Brett Whiteman, and I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. I know Rick has because he's worked at Arnell, but they have a truck and trailer that goes all around the country,
Yep.
and it salutes the members of Lima Company that got killed.
Classified
And,
the Eyes of Freedom.
Eyes of Freedom, is that what it's called?
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Okay.
Wow, that's
So it's a pretty neat deal. Well, let me get to my guests here because, like I said, I'm really pumped about these guys because I just have a lot of respect for them. Chip Pratt drove all the way up from Cincinnati. He is a producer for WLW, but he does Bill Cunningham's show. He also does Riding Away with Dave on 55 KRC. Who else show do
I
you
also
do?
do the America's Trucking Network from Steve Summers from midnight to 5 a.m.
Steve Summers, and what's the other guy's name that works
Tom
at?
Bigby.
Tom, he works that too, doesn't
He
he?
does that on the weekends. And there used to be Bubba Bo for a while, and then years ago it was the Trucking Bozo.
So you've worked with all of them.
Yeah, worked with all
Wow.
the legends.
How long have you been WLW?
Been with them for about 8.5 years now.
And Rick, you work out at Arnell, right?
Arnell.
How long have you been there at Arnell?
23 years.
23 years.
RNL is one of our sponsors for the trucking.
That's right, yeah.
Good company. Good
Yep.
company.
Yeah, oh yeah, Arnell, and they, we have our indoor car show out to Robert Center, and they work with us real well. And Rick, if you don't know Rick, you ought to get to know Rick. Rick, I tell you, he is
He's about to tell a fib.
he is. I tell you what, my feeling toward people like Rick is I'm just amazed because Rick can do things with cars and with metal, just creativity and just you can build a car from the ground up. Let's face it. Am I right?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, I can't. You know what I can do? I can tear a car up from the to the ground.
To the ground.
But now putting it back together or anything like
That's a
that,
whole other story.
there's
amazing.
no way. Well, let me go around here and I'll just hit both of you guys with some questions here. Right now, Chip has old cars. I found out this week, which is
right.
awesome. So, Chip, tell everybody at home what old cars you guys have.
So I have a 68 Cadillac convertible. That was my father's. And when he passed away back in 2011, my brother and I we have three of these classic cars. One is a 68 Cadillac convertible. We've had, my dad bought after he got back from Vietnam in June of 70. So that's about 46 years now. And we have a 71 Cutlass convertible and a 73 Buick Centurion convertible. Now, what's unique about the Centurion is that Buick only made that 3 years.
I'm trying to even picture that.
There's a
can't even picture
Century and
that
then
one.
there's a Centurion. So I think they only made it from like 72 to 74.
What do those look like? I don't even.
They're almost like, I'll have to pull it up on my phone, but I think it's like the Roadmaster.
Oh,
a little
okay.
bit, but more of the
Fancier ride.
yeah.
So it's a bigger car.
Yeah, it's a much
Right.
bigger car.
That
It's not
Cadillac-
like the Century, which was because some people think, well, is a Centurion like the Century? Is it a small car? It's like no,
It's a long one.
it's a
Okay.
long, yeah.
So
it's like a boat.
your Cadillac, that's a two-door, I assume, right?
A two-door. It's
Yeah.
black with red leather interior.
Oh, cool.
Everything is all original on all three. Nothing,
Cool.
nothing new.
Now, Rick, I know you got. Rick has like. Well, how many cars you have right now out there?
Probably 10.
10 or 15? Or 15. He's
Oh man,
Everybody knows me as Rat Rod Rick. So,
Yeah.
it's not like Cadillac.
Wait, you got some nice cars. Tell
Some
me.
of them you have to sign an agreement not to sue me to ride in.
He's not kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
I got skulls on top of one of them.
You got skeletons. The one I put on Facebook to promo this show, it's a pretty neat car. And you use it where? Where do you
At
use
the
it?
Haunted Hollow, Wilmington Hollow.
Haunted Hollow. I tell you, folks, if you like haunted houses, you need to go out and visit Rick in the fall because the Haunted Hollow.
is that the bus? Is that the
Yes.
school bus one?
Yep.
Yes, you ride through the
Yeah,
school
okay,
buses
yeah.
are cut off and the semis come after you.
Yeah. Oh, my wife loves she is all about the haunted house. She frequents every year. She goes to Wilmington for the Haunted Hollow.
Well, I tell you that some friends of mine also has a haunted junkyard. That's pretty cool, which isn't too
Really?
far
It's
away.
not too far.
So if she comes up this year, you'll have to get with me because. Well, let me just go ahead and put a shameless plug in here. Labor Day weekend, we're going to have a new event. I don't know how well it's going to go. Hopefully you guys will get behind it and support it. We're calling it Villain Fest. And if you go back, I think it was 3 shows ago or 4 shows ago, it's the one with Jim Green on the picture on the front with the NSRA. We talked a little bit about it then, but Labor Day weekend, we're having an open house at Cedar Creek Flea Market for haunted houses. We're going to have costume contests. We're going to have hearses there. Cool. I wouldn't mind getting your car out there.
Okay.
We're going to have a zombie vehicle maybe coming down from Dayton, possibly the Columbus Ghostbusters. I haven't confirmed that yet, but it should be a fun time.
Yep.
And that's going to be Labor Day weekend, just a Saturday and Sunday, not Monday.
Gotcha.
So, sorry, shameless plug here.
No problem.
But you guys might like it.
That's something to check out, definitely.
Yeah, because
I've been to one of your car shows. I went to the Valentine's Day one.
Well, and that's what we're kind of hoping this will evolve into something bigger like that.
What day did you go?
Valentine's Day.
The Sunday?
And my wife didn't want me to go. But that's a whole other story.
I drove my little roadster home in 14-degree weather, the snow blowing with no windows, no heater, no wipers.
Oh, my gosh.
Well,
I will forget that.
Do you still have those pictures on your Facebook page?
Yeah.
Oh, you ought to check those pictures out. It's hilarious.
Nice.
But, now, Rick, I interrupted you. So what? Tell everybody about your cars that you're driving or working on right at the moment.
Well, I've got a 50 chop top Ford Custom, and I got a 31 Ford pickup truck Roadster, and I got a 68 Impala, a 71 Monte Carlo that was my father-in-law's that passed away. I got a 38 Ford truck, 29 sedan in the process of being worked on, and I just bought a 53 Ford truck.
Oh,
and I'm
you
going to
did?
make a gasser out of.
Oh, wow.
That is cool.
And I tell you, you go in Rick's garage. I mean, he's got stuff everywhere. He's got lifts in there. He's working on stuff all the time. It's just, he did a little work on my
I'm impressed.
purse, and I appreciate all he's done for me. And he's a great guy. He's very busy. But
it sounds like
yeah, he is. He's very busy, but he's got some cool cars. And one thing I didn't mention, Rick, you should have yelled at me. Rick has an open party July 2nd, and it's going to be out at his house. And if you want information about it, I'll be out there playing music this year. And he'd like to have some old cars come out to it.
Anybody welcome to come. It's kid friendly. Until after the fireworks.
That's when the business
and
goes.
then I don't babysit.
That's right.
We'll be out there DJing, I think, around probably about 4:30, 5 o'clock on.
Feedback. Here comes Rick Phillips, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know. I turned it off. Getting some feedback here. I don't know. Yeah, but it's pointing away. It should be all right. Yeah, okay. Well, anyhow, sorry about that. But yeah, Rick is more than welcome. He's invite everybody who wants to come out.
Yep.
Maybe bring your own carry-in dish or something.
Yep.
And I tell you what, he puts on a wonderful fireworks show.
Oh man,
he does. So
awesome.
And he's a good cook too. Yeah.
There you go. That's the
on
key.
the car grill.
Oh yeah, you'll see his grill is the front. It's a flamed. What is the front end of?
The 69 Ford Galaxy front end.
That's his grill.
Galaxy grill or the Roadkill grill.
The Roadkill grill. Yeah, that's what it's called. It's pretty neat.
Awesome. That is cool.
Okay. All right. Now you got to show Roger the picture too. That's the only thing, so the people at home
Oh,
can
that
see
is
it.
cool. That is awesome, folks.
That's Rick's grill.
I need one of those.
It's a trailer, so I can hook up behind my trailer. I get invited to a lot of cookouts that way.
Oh, it sounds like it, man.
That's now you think about this. See, when WLW wants a big party,
That's right.
I can DJ. Rick can bring his grill. We can have a good
Just
time.
don't do
down
it. Just
there.
don't bring the grill into the studios. I got a funny story to tell you about that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So one of our now I may have this part of the story wrong, so please forgive me. About maybe 10 years ago, it's right before I started, Bubba Bo, who was at the time doing the trucking network on the weekends, he brought in 5 truck drivers. And he was known for bringing truckers to the studios every weekend. Whenever the truckers would be in town and say, "Hey, Bubba, can I come in the studio, be on the show with you?" Yeah, and he'd be like, "Yeah, that's fine." So, two of the drivers, two of the regular callers, they told Bubba, they said, "Hey, we're going to go down the hall to the kitchen to cook something up." And Bubba thought, okay, no problem. He thought they were just going to cook something up in the microwave. No. They brought in a propane grill into the studio, into the kitchen area. Now, remember, we had just moved into Kenwood from Mount Adams, so we were fairly new in the building. And all of a sudden, you hear, when you're in the studio, and you're listening on the air, you hear, "May I have your attention, please? There's a fire in the building." And it went all over the radio. And so you could hear like, "Oh crap! Oh no! Oh my gosh!" So yeah, they were grilling steaks and burgers in the kitchen, in the building. They had just moved into this building. Needless to say, about a week later, Bubba had lost his job because of that, but he later got his job back because nobody else wanted to do the show.
That late at night, yeah.
Late at night. So as long as
that's pretty
that's
funny.
the old joke.
That's funny. Now, Rick, you seen one of Rick's cars at the car show in Valentine's Day. You saw a Big Sexy up there. We saw two of them. You had two up there, didn't you?
I saw a few of them. You're a popular guy, Rick.
No, I'm
Chaz?
not. No, that's somebody trying to sell me something. So we'll turn them off real quick.
Oh no, that is cool. That is awesome. The skeleton that's up there.
That's one I got on my Facebook page.
That's cool stuff right there.
Goes to the Wilmington Hobby Hollow. I'll put a cheap plug in there too.
Oh no, you're fine. The Hobby Hollow's cool. I tell you what, it's packed too. If you go to the Hobby Hollow, you want to get there early. Because literally the lines are what, 700 people deep sometimes?
It gets like 3 hour wait.
Wow.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Oh my
it's
gosh.
Nuts. Well, now what project are you working on right now?
A 29 sedan. I just got it when I came back from Tennessee in April.
Oh really?
Yep.
See, I haven't seen that one yet.
No.
I'll have to come out and check it out.
I tell the wife I always have plans up in here, and she says there's nothing up there. So she always doubts me. But anyway, I got plans and working, and I'm collecting parts. I'm gonna make a car that you're interested in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it's gonna be
Awesome.
a 27 tall T hearse.
Oh wow!
Wow.
It's gonna take 3 27 tall T's to do it, but
That'll be neat.
and
That'll be neat.
rusty and nasty looking.
Well, the car you have with the skeletons, doesn't it have like a big spider web on the top of the roof, or is
Yeah,
that
but I don't think you can see the roof.
It's really neat. The roof of this thing's all open. And my first car show, I think out of Roberts, you drove it there like in 20-degree weather.
Nice.
No windows, no nothing. He's driving down the road.
And a 34 International truck that the shifter was on the outside, so you had to have the windows down to reach the
To reach
shifter.
the shifter.
Now the whole roof is a spider web, but you can't see it
Yeah.
in the picture.
Yeah, it's pretty
You
neat.
can't see it. You can't see it in the picture.
Again, you can see these cars like, Rick's party, July 2nd. Come on up. And usually he brings them out to my car show at Valentine's Day car show out to Roberts Center. And, to keep in touch with these car shows, all you got to do is go to Chaz's DJ service on Facebook. We put them all on there that we can. And, we'd love to have you guys come out and visit us some of the car shows. Well, I tell you what, I just got some generic questions I always ask everybody.
Sure.
So let's get started on them, and I'm sure we'll have some time where we can just BS too about some other stuff.
Sure.
But anyhow, here's my first one, and we have two types of questions here.
Okay.
We have the round track questions, okay, and later on I want the drag race questions, where those are just bam.
All right.
All right. So what and who got you interested in classic cars?
Well, growing up, like I said, my father having 3 classic cars, and my dad. Just a little quick story. We always went to car shows, but he was never big in entering his cars into car shows. He was one of those types of guys that he loved to just take. He collected these 3 classic cars. He took care of them. He babied them. He'd take them out just for leisure, and that was it. He didn't mind the compliments, but the thing about him in car shows, he told me years ago, is that he isn't big on people touching his car.
Yeah.
And, putting hey, oh, that's a nice car. That's a nice, and he's like, please, and he was all about babying him.
Right.
And, which is, nothing wrong with that. People love car shows. Other people, they like going to car shows, but they don't want to enter their cars in the car shows.
Oh yeah,
and so my father was one of those guys. It was something he loved, but he just enjoyed it for the leisure. He wasn't big on entering his cars in the car show.
Competing.
Right, competing, right.
Yeah. All right, Rick, what about you? Who got you interested in classic cars?
I would say having 4 kids young at a young age, I never had no money to do anything, so I had to build my own.
Nice.
Wasn't there anybody? Did your dad do classic cars?
My dad messed with the older cars, not the classic cars, but he was always working on his own, and I just picked it up and went from there.
Is that where you learned how to do all your
That's
stuff?
where I got
basically?
my first set of wrenches from, was my dad.
Wow.
I tell you what, my brother, he can do that stuff too. I mean, just do stuff with metal and build things, and I'm in awe of it because I just can't do it. And like I said, the closest thing I've come to doing something like that, I tore down a '38 Plymouth one time.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I did a great job tearing it up.
I'm sure you did.
It never got back together while I owned it, but I did get it tore down. I could tear it up pretty good, but that was about it.
Chaz, man.
But now, what other influences though? Because I mean, you've done this. You've built cars for how many years now?
Like I said, my house became the teenage hangout for all the younger boys because I had 5 daughters, 2 marriages, and the son, and then they always ran demolition derbies and stuff. So it became, whether they were there to look at my daughters or there to look at my old cars, it was the neighborhood hangout, and the kids still come around to this day, the young boys that I helped then.
Nice.
Oh, he does a lot for people. He does out there.
Awesome.
And that's why I've asked him to do stuff for me, but I almost hate to because he just overwhelmed. Yeah,
Exactly. Absolutely. It sounds like
a lot. All right. Well, let's talk about this here. What was the best show you ever went to? If you've never been to a car show, you got to say.
I've been to plenty of them.
You got to say mine. See, no, I'm just kidding.
Oh, there you go. Chaz. Chaz is an awesome show.
Valentine's Day car show.
That's right. That's right.
Why else would I brave the 14-degree weather?
Exactly.
That's right. On Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Trippus Pizza's good. Just letting
We
you
have
know.
to try it.
So what about it, Rick? What seriously, I'm just teasing on mine, but what's like the best show you ever went to and why?
I go to Pigeon Forge twice a year for the Grand Run and the Shades of the Past. And they are like 3,000 cars there, so you always got something to look at. And then the streets of Pigeon Forge are lined with cars. So
That's back-to-back weekends too.
yes,
Isn't
in September.
it? When I retire, can I go with you?
Sure can. We got a cabin.
See, I want to do that. And I was down there like the week after Labor Day, and I think it was a week before
Yeah.
the shows. And I tell you, Chip, you ever been down to Gatlinburg where this stuff's
I've
going on?
not.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Last time I was down there, and this was a week before the shows, some dude had rigged up a boat. He was driving a boat down the road.
Is that right? Wow.
Yep.
Now, one guy always brings his a prison bus. You ever seen that?
Yes.
Oh, I got to see that.
Actually, Hot Wheels is going to make a model of a car, I think.
Oh, really?
That's what they said.
I tell you, there's a guy that brings it's a chopped prison bus, and it is just bad. It's really neat. Rat rotted out.
Nice.
So what about your show? What's the best shows you ever went to?
Well, aside from Chaz's Valentine's Day special, Coney Island has what's called Cruisapalooza every year, and Coney Island is on the east side of Cincinnati, right by the Kentucky border, and it's usually around, I want to say it's in August, and Cruisapalooza is where it's a day of where they have all these classic cars out, and I can remember going to that one, and then there's another classic car show at Alt Park, which is in the city in Cincinnati. It's called the Concours French, d'Elegance.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, Concours d'Elegance.
And Jim Scott, our former WLW morning show host, he used to MC that. I don't know if he still does, but a lot of cool cars.
You ever been to those, or
No.
Cruisapalooza, or the other one?
I've never been to either one of them.
Okay. Now, in Milford, every Friday night, too, they have a huge cruise in.
At Quaker Steak?
Well, no, it's at
Steak and Shake.
Steak and Shake.
Steak and Shake. Okay, yeah.
Kroger's.
They'll have 400 or 500 cars down there.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Every Friday night.
Wow, that is
So-
cool.
And they had one in Beaver Creek every Friday, too.
Yeah, it gets about 150,
Yeah.
200 cars or
Right.
so. I just went up to, we went up about 3 weeks ago, and it's not in front of Lafino's anymore. It's back there by that car lot.
Yeah, the old Eastgate Ford. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's nice. It's a nice
The thing with
cruise.
me and car shows is I don't want to leave. when you go to a car show, you just want to stay there. I mean, it's like you're in heaven.
Well, I tell you, there's a lot of neat cars, and
it's one thing, going to in Cincinnati every year we have the Auto Expo, but that's more for the new cars that are out. But going to a classic car show, that is cool.
Oh, well, you see so much creativity in art.
Right.
Even we had Candy Blaze from Ashland.
Yeah, that's right.
Down at our show this year, and she could not get over how cool the rat rods that were there.
Oh, there were some awesome ones there.
Yeah, there were some really neat rat rods at the show. Now, Rick, what do you like doing better? Do you like driving like Big Sexy, or do you like the rat rods better?
No, the wife drives it.
She drives Big Sexy?
Yeah, I get the rat rods.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're more the rat rod guy.
Right.
Now, I know at one time you had no bus. Are you planning on doing anything with it, or did you get rid of it?
No, I let the bus go to get the 3 tall T's to build the hearse.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll tell you what, a CHOP school bus, that one in Gatlinburg, that's a prison bus, so it's a little different deal. But I'll tell you, those things, that's neat.
But there's a bunch of them down there that you'll see. There's one called the Cool Bus, and it's chopped, and it's like a 54 Ford.
Wow.
And it's lowered to the ground, got the chrome wheels on it. And
see, I would love to be able to have something like that, but man, you talk about, if you can't do the work, you're talking major bucks, even for a rat rod.
Yeah,
right. That's why I abuse Rick. No, I'm just kidding.
Anytime.
Oh, we got that on tape, right?
It's recorded.
Well, I tell you, it's like I said, you guys just amaze me with what you guys can do. And he did some work on my hearse this year, and fixed some stuff in the back, and did a little bit of work with the paint that had been faded out.
And I'm just like you. I've never made this public, but I've always been, I don't know what it is, but hearses and old limos. This is something that's one thing in my life. My one goal in life is part of my bucket list is to buy a used hearse or used limo.
Yeah, people are dying just to ride.
That's right.
Them.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. That's right. That's right.
Now I tell you, you can get them pretty reasonable.
Yeah, that's what I was talking to you on the phone about that last night.
You can get them pretty reasonable. Okay, now what is your favorite car? Not necessarily one you own now, but what is a favorite car you've had or you want to have, and why?
Wow. Well, that's kind of a two-part question, because my first car was one of my favorite cars, and my first car was an '84 Chevy Camaro, black with T-tops and dual exhaust. And I look back, I'm thinking that was such an awesome car. And then I've had 5. I'm 34 now, and I've had 5 cars in all these years. And one of them is also a '98 Ford Mustang convertible. So I'm clearly either a T-top or convertible guy. I mean, I love trucks, but I've always, I don't know what it is. Something I'd have to say Mustangs, Camaros, and the Challengers. Yeah. Those are my favorites. But I'm very open to like all types of classic cars.
What about you, Rick? What's been your favorite car maybe you had, or
favorite one I had was a '69 Chevelle.
Nice.
And
it had a 402 big block with 2 4s up through the hood, and I love that car. And I set a price high back in the day, and the guy gave me the money. I let it go.
Wow.
Oh, I know,
man.
That's the thing. I mean, a lot of these cars. I mean, I've had somebody asked me one time price my hearse, and I priced it, but I purposely, priced it too high. And I thought, well, if he does that, I'll just go out and buy another one.
Right.
He didn't want to go that high, so I'm glad. I mean, mine's a nice thing I like about mine. It's no $50,000 car. It's a reasonable car, but it gets as many looks as those $50,000.
Pin-up girls can climb all over it and not worry about
That's
it.
right.
They do.
That's right. Absolutely.
They do. Yeah, they love it. They do. They can't get enough of it.
You're the Chaz man. What can I say?
Hey, I mean, it's crazy. It is. It is crazy. I always like to hear answers on this because I have a pat answer. But what do you see? We as the next trend in the sport of car shows or car collecting. What do you see that's like rat rods come down the future? We had a good answer. Chad Carey said, how did he put it? He put it, and not retro rods, but basically you keep the old skins and upgrade everything else. What's
the patina look?
Well, no, you keep the old cars, but you do everything with a suspension. I'm not saying that.
Maybe it is retro rod.
It might be a retro rod where everything looks original,
Right.
but everything is like new and
Right.
up to today's standards. Does that make sense?
Right.
Yep.
So what do you guys think might be the next thing we might see popping up at car shows?
Well, when you're talking retro rods, I mean, you take a look at the new Dodge Challengers out there and these Chevy Camaros. They have, especially the Challengers, they have that old, like late 60s, early 70s look.
Right.
So, I mean, I've always thought, you look at some of the Mustangs now, and the Mustang, don't get me wrong, I love the Ford Mustang, but the Challenger, I don't know what it is. I mean,
They nailed it.
right,
Yeah, right.
dead on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any other cars that are coming out like that pretty soon?
I knew Dodge, they have the Dodge Dart out, but the Dodge Dart and the Dodge Chargers, they aren't.
Not the
Especially
same.
the Dart looks nothing like the.
Right. I seen a thing on Facebook the other day, a 2017 or 18 Firebird Trans Am.
Oh,
Is that
really?
right?
They're supposed to be coming back, but I don't know whether it's just a kit that you could buy to put on a Camaro
Oh,
or
okay.
what. But
Did I see something about maybe El Camino's coming back too?
Oh, that would be cool.
I think I seen something like that on too.
I think so.
that
Yeah.
would be cool.
What do you think, though? I mean, what do you think is going to be the next trend?
Around here,
Well, just no, all over. I mean, what do you think? Because there are things happening in other parts of the country that's not happening here. You're right.
I think there's going to be a big increase in gassers.
Okay.
We went through the Pro Street era, and then we went through the Rat Rod era, and I think the gassers are going to make a strong comeback.
Gassers.
Yeah.
We've seen several of those at my indoor show. So.
Yeah.
What? I tell you, I think, have you guys seen these bumper cars that people are starting to
Yes.
retrofit, and they're like making like
On,
go-karts out of
On
them?
ATVs and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see something like that pop up at the show here pretty
Yeah.
If
soon.
you see a boat driving down the road, you can see anything.
I know. I still can't. Rachel and I, we're just sitting in the parking lot looking at cars, and all of a sudden, like a ski boat type of
Now,
thing.
what would you thought if he had a couple buddies on some skis with skateboards underneath there behind with rope?
It wouldn't surprise me.
That would
I
be
mean,
That would have been
you never
funny.
know what you're going to see in Gallenberg, especially.
Like, honey, give me another beer.
Yeah, give me two.
I'm
Now-
seeing things.
I'd say we're having fun. I hope you guys are having fun with us that are listening. We're eventually going to have this where you can call in and ask questions.
That'd
which
be
would
cool.
Pretty neat
Right.
to add to the show.
That would be good.
We're getting there. Yeah, this is kind of all in. Just kind of feeling our way
Still in
out.
the
to
works.
See where it goes.
Yeah.
I tell you, I've been real happy with the outpouring of people watching the show, and please spread it out. To your friends and
You'd
let
be
them know.
surprised how many people ask me, say, when you come to work next week, can we have your autograph?
That's right,
And I'm
exactly.
like,
Hey,
yeah.
you're Rick. That's right.
Hey, you never know. You never know. Especially when the stadium does that. What do you think? What's your favorite genre of cars? Like, if you had a collection of cars, and what would be your favorite?
I would have to say somewhere between 60s and 70s of muscle cars, because I mean that's when cars were cars. And I mean, and if you're talking muscle cars, it would have to be late 60s and throughout the 70s.
Early 70s.
Yeah.
And we were lucky that we got to grow up in that era.
Right, right,
These
exactly.
new guys, they missed out.
Yeah.
I was born in '64, so I remember my dad got my brother. He said, "So there's a Valiant down the street here. I think I'm gonna buy it." Well, it was like a 71 Plymouth Duster, the purple ones. Remember?
Yeah.
Had like a 340 in it. There's this old Valiant down there. I think we're gonna get you. Of course, he just went nuts.
Yeah.
He flew it. I still remember that car, and I was only like 5 years old, when he had the car. So,
The old push button
yeah,
transmission, yeah.
yep. He, I don't know. But what do you think, Rick? What's your favorite genre?
Anything GM.
Anything GM?
Yeah.
Very good. See, I had some Mopar guys on here the other day.
Yeah.
If you guys like Mopar, you need to go to the show where you see Jim Green, because I had Jim Green and Steve Picone on here, and they're both they both have Mopar tattooed on their butts. But anyhow, I gave them a quiz on Mopar. So I just looked it up off the internet just to see it, and they tied. Neither one of them won, but then they got most of them right. But it was just they weren't expecting it.
If you ever want to get him, go say Mopar, slow car.
Mopar, no car. That's
Slow
what they
car.
say. Oh, wouldn't do that with Steve, especially. Let's see what we got here. What's the farthest car show you've ever driven to?
Chaz's.
Really?
Chaz's Valentine's Day special.
That's the farthest you've ever
That's
been.
the farthest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Yep.
Believe it or not, the farthest I actually drove to Syracuse a couple times, and when the Street Rod Nationals were up there, I took the hearse also last year to Chicago.
Yep.
And it was really neat because on last week's show we had Darlene Daniels from the Hardcore Hearse Club call in, and she explained what was going on with her show. It's the same week as Banana Split Festival, so unfortunately I can't go this year, but I tell you, it's fun just driving those cars that far. I mean, especially when you know they're going to make it. You know
Right,
what I mean?
yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Now, what's the one they have in Cincinnati where you go, they have a car show in a cemetery?
Yeah, I went to it last year.
I got to think about this.
It's on the west side of town.
Oh,
Saint
shoot.
something. It's a big cemetery down there. I went to it, and it was really neat because last year we got to park.
Is it St. Joseph's?
No, you pull the cars in, the hearses, they put right in front of it, and our car just happened to be lucky enough. We were like right under the portico.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, Rachel, you remember the name of that cemetery in Cincinnati that we went to the car show? I tell you, it's like the second biggest cemetery in the United States.
Spring Grove?
Spring Grove.
Spring Grove
Cemetery.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, if you ought to go, it's free too. I mean, they only give like a couple of awards, but they'll take you on tours of the cemetery.
And when is this?
It's in the fall.
It's in the fall? Okay.
It's in the fall.
I didn't even know about it.
Like my Facebook page.
I will, yeah.
Chaz's DJ service, and he'll be on there because we went last year, and it is neat. They had probably 200 or 300 cars there that day.
Wow.
And they give you tours, and you can either get on like a tram or they have a hayride and tell about some of the history of Cincinnati. Some of the people are buried there.
That's cool.
Pretty neat.
That's cool.
It's pretty neat. Let's see, stock or modified? When you're building cars, I mean, what would you prefer? Like seeing just a stock? This is the way they made it in '67, or do you like seeing it modified?
Everything original.
You like original?
Yeah, everything. That's just me.
I
don't mind a couple modified, but my experience with original everything is just when you're out on the road or wherever you go, you get people ask, "Oh man, is that all original? Is that everything's all original?" And you look at the paint, everything's all original. And I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind modified cars. It's just my experience,
Yes, that's what you like.
That's just what I like. Yeah.
I had a '67 Camaro Super Sport numbers matching one time.
Wow.
And sold it too cheap.
Yeah.
But what do you do?
That's right.
So Rick, I know what your answer is, but go ahead and tell everybody.
I like the stock the original class, but I'm always, like I said, it's all up here.
That's right.
Oh, I tell you, he's had some really neat. He's had some neat creations. So, and that goes kind of back to what I said earlier. That trend, you're seeing a lot of cars that look original.
Yep.
But everything else is, retrofitted or whatever.
Right.
Corvette suspension. Or
yeah,
whatever,
exactly. Now, Rick, I don't know if I've ever asked you this, but does it make any difference to you, like when you're building a car, like if you're building a Chevy, do you like to keep everything Chevy, or if you're building you mostly are?
Yeah.
Or do you like Ford? Do you put Chevy engines in them?
I got 3 Fords that's got Chevy engines in them.
Okay. Chip, you're not eating any pizza, man.
It's easier to find parts for Chevy.
Digging on this pizza. This is awesome pizza.
It is. Rick, you can have a piece.
I ate before I came.
All right, guys. Well, let's do some. some drag race questions.
Okay.
And then after that, we'll just sit around and talk about some other stuff you guys might want to talk about. How's that sound?
right.
Sounds good.
Drag race questions. And just real quick, you can't hem-haul around. First classic car.
First classic car, first classic car of my dad's to own was, well, obviously the 68 Cadillac convertible, but if you're talking about the first car that he had, that was a 49 Roadmaster.
I'm talking about you.
Well, if you considered an 84 Camaro a classic car, that'd probably be one.
Okay. Rick, what about you?
Mine was a 40 Ford Coupe. I
Really?
mowed yards when I was 15 for a whole year for that car.
Wow.
No kidding.
That's cool.
Mine, really, probably mine classic car was a 67 Camaro.
Yep.
So I've had some
That was the
stuff.
first year of the Camaro, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
67.
Yes. And a friend of mine had it. He wanted to get rid of it. I bought it. I should have kept it. But my trend, like, I kind of like the older stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like I always wanted, like you're big sexy. I think that's
The
me
50.
right there. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know those, lead sled type cars. I'm talking about her car. Yes.
Yeah.
See, that would be. I think I'd look good behind the wheel of that
She
thing.
drives it there, but I have to park it in the spaces for her.
He's telling on you there.
That's right. No.
Uh-oh. The wife's throwing daggers here. Rick's not saying anything. I'm waiting for you to say.
We'll wait on
We'll
that.
go to another question.
Okay.
Later show.
All right, now if you go to a car show, what do you like better, trophy or door prize?
Oh boy. Probably trophy.
I like the trophy.
Trophies?
Yep.
I'm kind of a door prize guy
Yeah.
personally. I've got in my garage right now probably 300 used trophies.
Wow.
I'm using them for car shows.
Man.
Favorite car show tune?
Favorite car show, what was it?
Tune.
Tune?
Music. Yeah, what's your favorite car show tune?
Well, it probably have to be something by the Beach Boys or Jan and Dean or
Tell me one.
The Ventures.
See, you're him-hauling your
gosh.
politicking here on me.
Now my brain's starting to, the engine's starting to go. Probably, who sings a GTO song?
Is that Ronnie and the Daytonas or something, I think?
I don't know.
Is
who's
it?
singing
I thought it
Daytonas?
was. Yeah, that's a cool
Little
one.
GTO?
Little G, that's
Little
it.
GTO.
Yep. What about you, Rick?
Surfing USA.
There you go.
Surfing USA? You guys are in the
Yeah.
same realm there.
Yeah, we're in the same area.
Yeah. I've got tons of them, and I've already answered that before on the show, so we'll go on. I think I know the answer to this, but we'll see. Cruise-ins or car shows? Which would you
Ooh,
rather
that's a
go
good
to?
question.
Like tonight, we had a cruise-in here, Generations.
Right.
Yeah, you can come and go as you want. No entry fee, but no trophies, no door prizes. So you like cruise-ins or car shows?
I don't know. I think I'm stumped on this one because I like both.
Okay, well, if you had to choose, though.
Oh gosh. Probably a car show because a car show can be year round. Cruising would probably be just like during summer season. Yeah.
Okay, what about you, Rick?
I'll go the opposite. I'll just say cruise in.
Cruise-ins?
Because you come and go, you're not tied down, and nobody's there to judge your car. It's everybody for their own looks and likes. And if the government was ran that way, we would get along real good.
Oh, I
Because you
know.
go to a cruise in, you could have an original, I could have Rat Rod, but we'll find something to discuss
Exactly.
and talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, I think that's the whole realm of this show, is we need to appreciate everybody's cars.
Yep.
I mean, it's not so much that one's better than the other, but there's neat things about all of them. It's like last week.
Things that you didn't even know.
Like last week, I had a guy that had a Toyota on here, and the other guy had a Volvo, and it was really an interesting conversation because the guy has a Toyota, his mirrors are in a completely different whacked out spot, and I found out that's the way they do them in Japan.
Yeah.
And I try to appreciate all cars, I really do, and that's why, like, if you come to one of my car shows, it's open to anything on wheels.
Right.
I mean, we want you there. You know, if you like the sport, we want you to come. It's like last year was one of the neatest things out here. Generations. A kid just got his driver's license that day, and I think he had a little Mustang. He come out to the cruise in that night. Yeah, you talk about that's neat. You know, you get your car, you get your license that day, and he's already going to cruise ins.
That's cool.
And I've told him I'd like to get him on the show because he represents a whole other faction. I'd like to get these guys to come in with us. It's they all have like the little Hondas or ice burners, but the lowered trucks. Some of those lowered trucks are bad. Those are, you know, where they got the airbag suspension. They just drag them right on the ground.
Incredible paint jobs.
Those are cool. Yeah, those are really cool. And yeah, I like those. I'd like to see them come to more of our shows because they're unique.
That there was a trend too for a while.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Lowrider trucks and stuff, and it's kind of faded out a little bit.
Well, and making the cars dance. Now, see, that's more of a California thing, I think,
right.
Because I know, like, if I get on Instagram or Facebook, I see it all the time. You know, this guy's still doing like the bounce contests and all that. Now, Xenia last year, there was an old '64. Oh, geez, what was that? What's a real popular Chevy '64 belt?
Impala.
Not belt, huh? Impala. Well, you may know it's that guy from Xenia, and he had the air shocks and stuff. Anyhow, he had his car, the front driver's side tire was like way up in the air,
off the ground.
Wow!
And it was pretty funny because there's a lady there dressed up that day as Wonder Woman at this car show, and we got these pictures. They're on my Facebook page. It looks like she's lifting the car up. It's really neat.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's really and the same guy had an old '50s Cadillac. It's just really neat. He's from Xenia, so you probably know.
I probably know him.
Yeah,
that's probably Jonah's friend who's dressed up as Wonder Woman.
It's a green and white. I don't know, 50-something Cadillac, but it's laying on the ground too. This guy owns both of them. They're really neat cars. Okay, favorite make of car?
Well, that would probably be either Ford, Chevy, or Dodge.
You gotta pick one.
Oh man,
you gotta pick one.
Oh jeez. Wow.
That's what you have.
Yeah. I've had all three. Probably Dodge.
You need an AMC now since you like American Motors.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, AMC. If you ask, I tell you what, if you ask a lot of younger people about AMC, they wouldn't tell about what's that.
What's that? Yeah.
DeLorean. That's probably the only thing they'd know.
Well, I'm trying to get Bob Reisinger on here for a show sometime.
Yes.
Bob Reisinger's like in his. How old is Bob, Roger?
He's up.
He's up what, 70s,
80s,
early 80s?
maybe, yeah.
And he is like the AMC guru around here.
He belongs to an AMC club, too.
Yeah,
he was president there for a while.
Yeah, and he's got a real nice Javelin right now, and he's had all kinds of AMXs, Pacers.
I remember the Matador.
Yeah, and the Marlin.
Yep.
Yep.
He had a couple Gremlins, too.
Gremlin.
We had an old Pacer back when I was a little kid. I like those things. Then Wayne's World come out, and it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
The Jetsons.
That's right. Yeah.
So, what is your... So we got the favorite make. Rick, what was your favorite make?
It's Chevy.
Chevy, yeah. What about... Now, this is just kind of a dumb question. What's your favorite color car? Like, you got a brand new car, you can paint anything you want. What color are you going to paint it?
Red.
Red?
Flat black.
Flat black?
There you go.
No washing and waxing.
I don't know why. I think I always wanted a purple car with mint green flames.
Yep.
I don't know why. I just think that'd look cool.
It would definitely stand out.
I think it'd look cool as that.
Yep.
Okay, guys. Let's do one more of these drag race questions. Somebody just handed you all the money that you needed to buy your dream car. Any year, any whatever. I mean, think about it from here's the money. Go buy whatever car you want to buy. What are you going to buy?
Probably a '67 Chevy Camaro.
Wish I'd waited.
Yeah. I could live with that. '67 Camaro would be a good one.
Yeah.
Definitely a good one.
Yep. Now he's mad at me. He's like, you should.
He could have cornered the market.
I'm mad at both of you.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's right.
I think that's a 69.
69.
Man.
Close enough.
Yep.
That's right.
Myron Flower, you must be happy. Myron's got 69 orange and white.
Oh, man.
And that was a pace car year, wasn't it? 69,
Yes, 69.
yeah.
Yes.
You know, I love watching, going slightly off topic, I love watching TV shows where the character, you know, the main stars, that their cars are classic cars. You know, I can remember, oh gosh, there have been so many shows out there. Well,
Dukes of Hazzard.
on
comes to
Dukes of
mind right
Hazzard,
away.
and then Don Johnson, he was in Nash Bridges. He had that 1970 Hemi Cuda that I
Yep.
loved. That was a cool car, and it's just, you don't see that nowadays. You know, a lot of these shows, and hell, you look at some of these cars, and they don't make the engines. They don't make them like they used to. Everything's all plastic now, and
Right.
you know, state of the art, and
Well, that's like
Yeah.
the new Ghostbusters coming out. They didn't go with the old.
right. They didn't go with the '59
They
Cadillac.
didn't go with the old one. They've got a new one. It looks similar body style to mine, but it's not. It's
Yeah, it's a lot different.
because I told a guy that one time, and this guy knows a lot about hearses. He just basically told me I was stupid. So I said it's a basic body style.
Right.
And he said, yeah, but it's not the same car. It's not the same brand.
Right.
Man.
I didn't say that. I said it was the same.
Now, have you ever went to the one that they have up there at Fairborn, the car show, to Foy's? They have, Foy's has a bunch of, he's got a hearse with a blower on it.
Yeah.
And he's got a casket car. And
So we're going to try to get them involved in Hearse Fest. It's talking about Foy's up in Fairborn.
yeah, and he's got a Ghostbuster car too, or did have anyway.
Well, and and speaking of the Ghostbusters car, there's going to be one of those at Morrow this week at the car show at Morrow, Ohio. So, well, guys, I do appreciate you guys being on my show tonight.
Hey, thanks for having
but,
us,
I
Chaz.
tell you, let's.
And thanks for the pizza, Generations Pizza.
Well, you haven't even made any hardly.
Oh, I've eaten about 3.
Let's just kind of open it up here. Chip, you work WLW. What's it like working with Bill Cunningham?
He's a great American. What can I say? I mean, he's a good guy. He's a trip. He's a great guy to work with, great guy to work for. Most of the personalities there are really good people.
Except
And,
that riding away with Dave. guy.
Riding away with Dave. Yeah, Dave Martin, 55 KRC. He's a trip. I tell you what, good guys. But it's the one thing I like about my job is every day or every night that I work, it's different. You know, it's you get to talk to people that call in from all around the country, and you know, I have friends in places I've never even been to, and
That is neat.
It's really cool. And each year in Louisville, we have the Mid-America Truck Show, which is the largest truck show in the country.
Yep.
Right.
And there we broadcast all 3 days from, and you get to meet the people and put the faces to the voices, and it's just cool, you know.
Now, who are, maybe just name drop here a little bit.
Sure.
Who's been in the studio that's really cool that you've got to meet? Besides Dave Martin.
No, it's just Dave Martin. Yeah. Chaz. That's cool. Wow. I'd have to think about this. I met in studio.
I just wondered if there's anybody, like any celebrities that's come in for interviews or local celebs.
Yeah, I met one of the WWE superstars, Dean Ambrose.
Okay.
That's cool.
He came in.
That's neat,
He
yeah.
sat in on, I forget which show. I don't know if it was Cunningham's show or whose show it was, but I got to meet him, and
You kind of like the wrestling stuff, don't
yeah,
you?
oh yeah, I'm big on wrestling.
I seen you had like Ted DiBiase.
Yeah, I met the other day. I was up in Dayton at the Dayton Mall. Met $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase.
That's cool.
Great guy.
Ted
Great guy.
DiBiase. Yeah, I called him DiBiase. Yeah, you're right, DiBiase.
That's right.
Well,
Yeah, listen to Roger.
Wilmington College's president used to be DiBiase. Is
that right?
That's where I got, yeah. Any other big time wrestlers like that?
Let's see here. Who else have I? Hulk Hogan. He came in
Wow.
the studio about. It's been about 8 years.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Hulk
Yeah.
Hogan.
So,
He's
but
probably
we get
monster,
all. We get. I don't know if you really consider politicians. Some politicians,
Sure.
celebrities, but it's really a cool gig. It really is.
Oh, it sounds like it. Yeah, I think it would be fun.
Yeah.
See, I don't know if you know this or not, but I used to be the mayor of Sabina for a while.
I remember you telling me that.
And was in the Republican Party. And I tell you, one of the neat things about it opened me up. I got to meet a lot of people, and I'll just tell you two real quick. I got to meet Charlton Heston.
Oh, that would have been cool.
I got my picture taken with Charlton Heston and a guy named Frank Hermines, who was our congressman here.
Right.
I got to school and the kids were like, "Who's that?" They don't know who. But then some of the teachers come in and seen it. They're like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then, and this is not a lie, but this is hilarious. Frank Hermines, I used to kind of drive him around some and help him out when he was congressman. He's passed away now, and he was a great guy. But we're sitting in the Dayton Convention Center for Steve Forbes. Steve Forbes just gave a big speech, and is when he was back running for president years ago. Anyhow, after the speech, we're sitting in the back of the Dayton Convention Center. Me, Steve Forbes, Bob Evans, and Frank Hermines. And that's all that's in the room. I just sat there, I just let him talk and listen to him. It was like crazy.
Wow.
It's crazy.
That is cool.
Crazy. Rick, what about in your circles, like car guys? Any real big car guys you've run into? Or?
Yeah, I got an autograph from Jesse James on the dash of my rat rod.
Oh, wow.
We were down Pigeon Forge and he was there. And the guy that left counting cars, used to be the shop manager, the heavy set guy.
Yeah, what was his name? I can't.
If Dave were here, he would know. Not Danny the Count Coker.
Not Danny, not the ball head guy, but he was heavy.
Horny Mike?
No, I met him down there too.
Have you met Horny Mike?
Yeah, they always have somebody from there down there. But the guy, he left counting cars and moved to Nashville. And he was walking down the street, and my daughter recognized him and said, "Hey, can you pose for a picture with me?" And they stood in front of the big sexy.
Wow.
And they took their picture.
Oh, that's neat.
That's cool.
So,
yeah, that's neat.
So I met him
awesome.
down there.
That's neat.
I'll think of the name in a minute. The cameras go off, and
Yeah.
I walk out to the car. Like,
that's usually how it is.
I think I can pick. Is it the guy that had like the scruffy kind of beard that just from his chin
he was
down?
just heavy set.
Yeah.
I can't think of it.
I
I think I know what you're talking about.
But
I always told him, he's spending too much money. You're giving me a headache.
That's right.
yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah, I know who you're talking about too. But I tell you, and one of the neat things about cars, what Chip kind of alluded to it with your show, all the different people you've been able to meet, and that's one thing neat with the Facebook that's been out. It's like at her show I went to in Chicago. I would have never knew even about it.
Right.
And I got to go, well, what is there anything like Facebook has led you to, or any car shows you went to that if you didn't hear about it from somewhere, you may never have went to it, type of deal?
No, they've showed a lot that I would like to go to on Facebook from different ones. I got a guy that lives in Oklahoma that friends on Facebook, and they've always got nice ones down there. Someday.
How soon are you going to have your hearse together?
Maybe over the winter. I just got the cars. The deal worked on the cars so far.
Okay. The reason I say that because I'm going to do it this September. I'm going to go up to. I'm going to go to Hell, Michigan. Michigan.
Yeah. I was like,
yeah.
Threw me up there.
They have a big hearse fest there.
Is that right?
Yeah. They have and it's pretty funny because I guess there's a Hell, Michigan, and there's a Heaven, Michigan. They're like 7 miles apart. So you either got to go through hell to get to heaven or heaven to get to hell. Yeah. But anyhow, they have about 45, 50 hearses there every year. I've never been. Last year I went to Chicago. This year I want to go to Hell, Michigan. Actually, we already got a room ready to go.
Yeah.
It's September 17th. So that's why I was asking if you get yours together.
And there's nothing in between. There's one or the other, heaven or hell, right?
That's right.
Nothing between the two.
I guess it's real close to Ann Arbor. We're going to stay in a hotel in Ann Arbor, so should be fun. Well, I tell you, I'm glad you guys came down.
It was good to be here, man.
You're always welcome.
Thanks for having me.
You're always welcome. I'm telling you, if you ever want to come back, Rick, especially like in August, because you have a show. You not only
August 27th.
Not only his show at his house, July 2nd, but August 22nd, the Wilmington Eagles will be having a car show, and Rick runs it, and they do a lot of fun things there. And if you've never been to one of Rick's car shows, he does some unique things. I don't know. I don't want to speak out of place, but
go ahead.
Sometimes you give some cash prizes. Sometimes
$250 cash this year so far.
There you go.
Free T-shirts if you pre-register before August the 13th.
Free T-shirts.
Free T-shirt.
Wow.
And so
Yeah, he does. He
gas
makes
cards.
his own T-shirts.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he does. The man does everything. I tell you, it's just.
Jack of all trades.
Jack of all trades, right here, Rick Ewing, ladies and
Master of
gentlemen.
none.
Any shows you're looking forward to that you're coming up?
No, I really haven't seen the Sunshine calendar yet.
Do you have yours yet?
I got it, but it's on the dash of my truck.
I got one. They're $18.
Yeah.
Roger, we need to get Rick some flyers before we go. He took them home. Okay. Well, you've got my main schedule, don't you?
Yes.
I don't know if it's changed. One other car show I forgot to mention earlier. I'm doing the Ace car show, and that's June 5th. I believe that's a Sunday. That's down in Lebanon.
Okay.
Yeah. It's the day after the Gumball Rally. And I tell you, they booked that so early, and I had it on my earlier schedule. Then when I updated my schedule, somehow that show got erased. But I'm still DJing that. That's the Ace Car Show, Lebanon. And there's a big park down there. I'm trying to think of the name of the park. It's at Armco Park in Lebanon.
That
That's
sounds familiar. My brother lives in Lebanon.
Yeah, Armco Park in Lebanon. That is Sunday, June 5th. So, do want to remind everybody that we're going to try to tape a show Sunday, but we probably won't put it actually out until next Thursday. Because next week I'll be. You guys will have to pray for me if you're religious at all. I'm going to be in New York City with 70 other band kids and chaperones.
Yeah.
We're going to go to see Aladdin on Broadway. We're going to do a concert in the.
Please tell me you won't be the only adult.
No, there's several.
Okay,
other,
good.
We're going to go to the Madison Avenue Sculpture Garden and do a concert. 9/11 Museum. We're going to go to Statue of Liberty.
Wow, that's
it's
cool.
going to be a lot of fun. It's just real quick, up and back, 4 days, but it's going to be a lot of fun. So we won't be able to tape next Thursday. Now,
That'd be cool if you could take the show on the road.
yeah, the cruise in is going to go on next week. Bobby's going to be DJing it. Also, the one out on VFW, it'll be going on. And next Tuesday, Chubby's Pizza in Blanchester. You may, if you're available, may want to go down this. John Porterfield's birthday party is going to be next Tuesday down at Chubby's in Bland, and Bobby's going to take some music down to play for it.
Good deal.
Chubby's Pizza in Bland. So, and like I said, John Porterfield is going to be on my show, and I've got another lady. Her name's Carrie Yanig, and she is a social media
Guru.
Well, we can't use the word guru. She told me not to use the word guru.
Okay.
Expert or whatever. But I'm hoping we're going to learn some stuff on maybe how to promote car shows a little better.
Cool.
Using social media. And she's going, I do a little Facebook, and I do, really that's about what I do. I do Facebook and Instagram, but she's going to maybe give us some other ideas on how to do things. She's on Facebook now. I think it's Idea Girl Media is what she goes under.
Cool.
She does a lot of workshops and things. Guys, anything else you'd like to tell our audience before we say sayonara?
It's good being here with Rick and Chaz, and thanks to Rick Phillips and Roger Thompson and everybody for showing up here. Generations Pizza, awesome pizza.
It is good.
Awesome pizza. Folks here are awesome.
You need to eat a lot more.
I've had like
before
3
you
of
go.
them, 4.
You got to eat some more than that.
I may have 2 more.
I tell you, it's hard
Thanks
to
for
believe.
having me. This is awesome.
We've been here for. We started 8:15. It's already 9:25.
I'm telling you, man.
Yep.
Time
flies when you're having fun.
Yeah. Like I said, anytime, guys. Anytime you want to come back.
Absolutely.
And I'll get you some different questions. Next time, who knows, maybe I'll have a little GM quiz or something.
There you go.
I need to do
As
that
long as you
quiz.
don't ask about economics or, anything, geography or anything like that.
You notice we didn't talk about politics.
That's
thank
good.
God.
Right.
If Dave were here, that'd be a different
Oh,
story.
I know. I know.
We know that's right.
And if anybody
That's right.
sees me out to Wilmington Hollow in the Rat Rod, pull me up and say you've seen this on Charlie's show, and I'll take you right out in the field and do you some donuts or something.
There
There you go. Now you're talking, Rick.
keep
Gotta
calm
say you
and-
saw it on
You
this
saw
show.
it right here. on
Keep calm and
Chaz
Chaz on. That's right.
Yep.
Do want to thank Rick Phillips, and remember it's talktv.us. And Rick, by the way, is looking for other talent. Right now he's got 3 different shows on there. He's got our show, he's got a political show called The Razor's Edge, and then he's got another show called The Sports Planet. And but he's looking also, if you're interested in doing a show, he has Roger and can travel.
There you go.
So anyhow, guys, thanks for joining us tonight. Hopefully you're enjoying it. I want to remind you, keep calm and Chaz on. And remember, life is too short to drive boring cars. Thanks for joining us.